He bought market for me, but he have not tell me anything before then. And I went to sell the remaining one. When I comes back, he come to my house with a phone. And I brought the phone and give it to me. And tell me that, so we'll see on Sunday. I went to this house and tell me that, so he likes me, he wants me to be his girlfriend.
A girl should have her own rights, like she should learn how to be bold and how to say no to this. Grooming process is the process that involves the offender building a relationship with a child and sometimes with their wider family, gaining their trust and position of power over the child in preparation of abuse.
Any parents that force their child into marriage under the age of 18 has committed a crime against the child and against the law.
In the trajectory of women and children, the adolescent girl is a very unique DNA. I say she is the most vulnerable, she's also the most valuable. Why? She's too young to be a woman and too old to be a child. She's in between. She's easily the most exploited, the most vulnerable victim reference on the spectrum of women and children when it comes to kidnap, rape, any place of insecurity. The impact, the emotional travesty that happens around the adolescent girl child is one that implicates her life for life. She has experiences that have happened to her as a child. She was never able to give voice to. But coming into adolescence, she now realizes, recognizes what was done to her was a violation. How does she speak up? How does she speak out? And this is where she becomes introverted, traumatized. The reality of her experience brings a certain kind of victim shame or blame. Who speaks to her?
That is, whatever happened, women suffer it most. So if there is a rape case, for instance, you will see that at the end of the day, the man that penetrated that action will be going, nothing happened to him. But the woman is either she's suffering from infection, she's under, or she's pregnant, out of wedlock. So many things will happen to the woman. So in order to disallow it, to protect them, that is what brought about these activities, so that a real protection can happen to them. And at the same time, when you marry a girl child at young age, what happens? When she's pregnant and she wants to go into labor, she may either lose her womb totally or she lost her life. So what happened to the man? Nothing. The man is free, while the woman is also at the receiving end.
So the Right to Be a Girl project, funded by Mundo Cooperante, Spain, is a project that was conceptualized to address the prevailing issue of sexual violence against adolescent girls in the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria, as well as the issue of child marriage that we find that a lot of these girls are predisposed to. The Violence Against Children survey, though dated, tells us that 1 in every 4 girls will be sexually abused before they are 18 years old. And so we came up with the Right to Be a Girl project, which is focused on 2 main objectives, 2 main outcomes. We want to strengthen communities in the FCT to develop child protection structures that will recognize sexual violence as a human rights violation. We worked in 2 communities, Chafui community, Pibakasa community, as well as in 4 schools, Government Secondary School Kabusa, Government Secondary School Waru, Junior Secondary School Kabusa, and LEA Primary School Pibakasa, which is located in the community.
We have looked for, the non-governmental organizations that would key into that idea of reaching out to that environment, because there are lots of young girls there. idling away. Some of them are not even in school. And some are having abuse issues. And we thought if any of the NGOs would show up wanting to do a project in that area, it would be a good social corporate responsibility. So we rejoiced and we gave them the leadway to go into that area.
We accepted their coming, and the SOAR Initiative Foundation, they have done a lot. And the people we selected for them to champion the training, they also train them so that even if they are not here, they can take up from them for them to continue with the training of other children or other social vices that children are being exposed to.
On arrival, we were approached, and I'm one of those that were trained with respect to sexual violence and child abuse of all kinds. So she was violated, she was raped, and presently she's on that stage. And the parents were approached. Nobody was showing any concern. They are trying to cover up the case, but at the end of the day, God's willing, the matter was reported. And with the arrival of SOAR in Chaffee, the case was reported to them. We are all aware of that case. And SOAR have taken up the matter.
And when SOAR reported that case to us, we swept into action. We were able to arrest the suspect and we rescued the victim. And as soon as we rescued the victim, what we normally do is that we take them to the clinic or the hospital for them to be examined medically. And we did that. And afterward, we kept her in our shelter while the case was ongoing. As I'm talking to you now, the case is already, the suspect has been, arraigned in court. And we have had 2 or 3 sections ever since. So we're hoping that this one with SOAR Initiative, we're getting life imprisonment to serve as a deterrent to those who are still planning to indulge in, such unwholesome acts.
These things have been happening and nobody cares. You just hear a story that a girl was raped, he was taken to hospital or they call police. After all said and done, the convict will just spend some amount of money, they just go free like that. As you said that person, maybe the parents don't have mouth, like this case of this woman, I don't have mouth to talk, don't have anything to say. So, but with the help of this CPC now, anything that happens, you see people stand for you. You see people speak on your behalf. The parents have nothing to contribute now. CPC will take over the matter. And it's something that gives us joy in this community.
The other case that has to do with Massa Philip, whose daughter was almost cajoled to bed. The young man who was trying to cajole her to bed was trying to convince her with, as at the time he saw her, he started tapping her. And before you know it, he was trying to maybe direct her to a hidden place to do whatever he has in mind. But the lady was so smart because she was trained by SOAR here in Chaffee based on the impartation that was given to these young ladies. She reported the matter to the parent.
You're all welcome to Gems Arise, and this program is The Right to Be a Girl. So for those of you that are just coming today, I'm going to enlighten you guys on what we did the other day. So we talked about grooming process, and likewise, I say that grooming process is the process that involves the offender building a relationship with a child and sometimes with their wider family, gaining their trust and position of power over the child in preparation of abuse. And I also say that grooming can happen anywhere, including online, organization, etc. And we have grooming steps. The grooming steps include 1, identification and targeting of the victim. Any child or teenage may be a potential victim. We have 2, playing a role in the child's life. We have 3, gaining the child's trust and power. We have 4, initiating sexual contact. We also talked about how to make reusable pad, and they taught us how to make it, the procedure and the items needed for the reusable pad. So this is what we talked about last week. Thank you.
The training of a girl child by the SOAR, not only to go to the community to gather them and talk to them, they involve them in leadership training.
We carry out this intervention, build their capacity with right information to be able to say no, to speak up when they are being abused.
Child sexual abuse is any sexual activity that is carried out upon a child by an adult. Do you understand it? That a child below the age of 18 cannot give consent, and a child below the age of 18 cannot be given out in marriage. It is against the law, and it is against you as a girl. It is against your right.
So when SOAR Initiative came, we really became bold about sexual abuse against children. No sexual abuse has ever happened in this school since SOAR Initiative came, and I'm really glad about that.
Child sexual abuse has caused many dangers to girls today in our society. It has led them to early marriage. I've seen a young girl of 10 years old, she's already pregnant, and then her parents were so ashamed of even allowing her child to be in their house. In the process of that, she told her child to go and meet the person that impregnated her. You can see the kind of shame, and that caused to early marriage.
This project taught girls on the production of reusable parts, and that is to say, girls will be able, to go to school, because at times, if they are poor and are unable to buy the disposable part, they will absent themselves from school, which will affect their educational outcome. And so, the training on production of these parts, reusable parts, also will help them, and reduce their vulnerability. It will also help them to be self-reliant, because if they know how to do it and do it well, they can produce it in large quantities, which they can sell to their friends and even the people around them.
You bring breast pad, the new jersey, the leather production, and then you bring a needle and a thread. You sew them together, make sure that it is not too big and it is not too small. It can fit through the opening of your vagina, and then you sew it together. Make sure that the materials are in a good spot, and make sure that they are not opened so that the blood will soak in it. So when you sew it together, you then bring your press button and sew it so that you will be able to open it and close it for people. There was this girl I thought, she was menstruating, so her parents were actually poor, they were not able to raise her up. And then I told this girl that, look, SOAR Initiative, they came to our school, they are these NGOs, and then they taught us about how to make sanitary pads, another pad. And then I now told her that since you're in the period of your menstruation, I taught her how to do it, and then she did it, and she noticed that she was not soaked. The thing was so good that she even started making, and then she sold it, and she got money from that.
The teaching on reusable pad that they did, a parent said, that one concern you now, that the pad, she collected it from the child. And because the child has not started menstruating, so she collected from the child that she's using it, and it's very good for her.
Not just that. When you do this, you have helped teachers. When you are running after 10 students and 3, school fees, everything is intact, their uniforms, your problem is reduced. And you make their parents, the mother and the father, to live longer.
So I'm highly impressed when I was told that SOAR Initiative did a lot of things as a result of their benevolent gesture, like paying her school fees and giving her a school bag. I'm highly appreciative of this.
Not less than 74 female students were engaged on weekly basis, most especially on Fridays, to educate them on how to stop or how to disabuse their mind from early child marriage.
So this program has really taught them even some of the things they need to teach their parents at home. That it's not early marriage that is the answer to any challenge of life. But when you get it right, everything goes on well.
And I know how to know other girls that are going through sexual abuse, because these girls are often feeling intimidated and they will not participate in things that they are made to do. So I'm able to talk to them and I feel so happy about it. I feel like a savior while doing it.
We are going to talk and sensitize students about what we have learned, because other girls that were not able to be part of this SOAR program, SOAR Initiative program, will be able to learn from us. Then we are going to educate them about sexual abuse, child marriage, rape, and all these things that they do not even count as offenses. We are going to tell them and expatiate more about it.
I did not participate in Right to Be a Girl project, but I learned some things from my friends. I learned the child below 18 years cannot give consent to marriage, and it's also a crime against the law. And parents should not involve allowing their children in early marriage. And also I learned the danger in early marriage, like it leads to death, pressure, manipulation, and intimidation.
No man shall destroy your future. No man shall destroy your future. Your future is great. You must get there. Any man telling you I love you, a girl at this age, is a loss. No man love you not to have sex with you. It's not love, it's love. So be careful. Be very, very extra careful.
Some of them have been coming to us as teachers to tell us what is even happening in their homes, that we are not there. They have the knowledge to resist temptation and abuse, and now they are more knowledgeable about keeping personal hygiene, especially during menstruation.
There is a particular girl, whenever she's menstruating, she has started menstruating, you will see blood all over her body, rolling. So I keep on calling her, guiding her, telling her what she should do, be it at school, at home, anywhere she goes. But still, she has been finding it difficult. But since SOAR Initiative came to school, because she was told, the auntie in charge drew her closer. She talked to her to some length. In fact, as I'm talking to you, she has changed completely from her former way of dressing, her former way of life. She has changed among all the students, among the girls' child in this school. She's the one dressing neat, even more than other children.
I also learned about child marriage, that your parents should not give you out when you are below the age of 18. When you do not want to go, that they should not force you. You should not be forced to get married to an old or young man.
I learned how to make pad with Ankara material, JC material, breast part, needle, thread, scissors, and so on. It has helped me in so many ways, because I have made for my mommy one, and I make for myself too.
My name is Miracle Beatrice. I'm primary 5. I attend in Pibakasa LA Primary School. I want to become a doctor in future. I learned that any child that is low at the age of 18, he cannot give consent to marriage and sexual activities. I want to thank them for what they have done to me. They changed my life, and they also teach me how to be bold when talking to people. I should not be ashamed.
Some of them were able to come out to speak their mind in one way or the other, that they have been molested before. If not, nobody asks them, nobody cares to know. But through this SOAR initiative, we are able to discover so many things that has happened to these children in the past.
My name is Joshua Washima Patience. I'm from Pibakasa community. I want to become a journalist in future. I just want to thank them for giving us more knowledge on what we are supposed to know that we don't know. And now, we believe that with their help, we can stand on our rights as girls.
The coming of the SOAR Initiative, it actually helped in giving the children confidence that whenever they speak out, there is someone out there who is willing to stand up for them.
When we had any case like that, the first step we do take is to, number one, we mobilize ourselves as CPCC members, and then we'll make sure we inform our coordinator, who is Mr. Levy, and from there we'll listen to the weight of the case, and if it is something that we can tackle, we'll tackle it. But if it is something that we cannot tackle, we'll forward it. Normally we use the NAPTIP to get some solutions from them. And to the glory of God, we are able to tackle about 90% of the issues so far we had on ground.
And there are some others, like which currently is moving, where we are going to resolve it as human trafficking, which we give it to the authority. And this CCPC is still following up to make sure that those girls have received their own justice.
We not like to marry or the 18 and say that this. No. We want to make everything, if you not get to mature before you choose a husband, before you marry. Maybe say, go and marry, I don't have food for my house. We'll cancel that one for this our community.
We must train the girl child. The impact of education on the girl child has much more far-reaching effects. It's not about a gender quotient. Again, like I say, it's a human quotient. And when you educate a girl child, you literally educate an entire system somewhere in the future because of this one girl.
Even if it is one person, it's very important and critical. But in this manner, it's not just one person. There's a multiplier effect. It has been replicated more than just that one person, because that knowledge that has been impacted on one person, that person has also taken it to another person. That person has also taken it. So, to me, I would say it's a success story.
We got education from that. And so we have set up focal persons. We have opened up a platform. We even interact with young people on the platform and get to hear what their views are and if they have any reporting to do. The gender focal persons in every secondary school comes in with a report every term. We are able to look at the issues. If there are problems that we can deal with right away, we do so. And there are emergency cases that we have a line that we give to them so they can report that problem immediately and we take action. So it's going to be sustained. It is being sustained. It will continue to be sustained.
All of us have passed through challenges. There are challenges, maybe they have had this issue of being abused or being taken advantage of. We want them to know life is not yet over. It is not the end of it. And they will find life on the other side of the tunnel, and there is light there. So I want to personally encourage them. Join an organization where there are mothers. Part of the project we do is this soft power of mothers and seeing how we can bring mothers together. So if they can identify groups where they can get help, please go for help.
Now, in doing that, we worked with a total of 61 community leaders, traditional leaders, religious leaders, women leaders, youth influencers, and all of that. We're able to successfully train in our GEMS Arise program. We're able to successfully train 270 girls as advocates and peer educators against sexual and gender-based violence that can, continue to train other girls in the community and in the schools. For the pad production, we reached out to a total of 358 girls who are now empowered in these communities and schools with the skills that they need, to remake pads, and so they are not vulnerable to perpetrators, where this is concerned. Thankfully, all of the work that we did, we're able to help and support 31 survivors, and we partnered with NAPTIP on several of them to get the perpetrators arrested. And I must say that one of the cases right now, you know, is in court. And these 31 girls, you know, we provided them with a series of support services, you know, talking about counseling, talking about welfare. We also went on to empower girls, went on to empower 13 girls with education support, and there are 70 girls, you know, who before the end of the project, in addition, will be supported with school fees and education supply. So I can say, really looking at what we have done, the community is set on a path where the girls can take responsibility for themselves, they can speak out for themselves, they can champion their own causes, while community leaders are now making their communities safer and better for the girls to thrive and be everything that they are supposed to be.
Uncle, next time I want to join you.
We'll see what we can do. If we continue, we will allow